Hi, I'm Pop Tart.
And I'm Miss Tonin, and welcome to Quaran-TeaTime
with
Pop
Pop
and Sarah. Aww. Hi Hens, welcome back to Tea Time with Pop and Sarah. Once again, we are joined by a very special guest, the one and only Carmen Sutra.
Oh, hi guys, how you doing? You okay?
I'm alright, how are you, darling?
Well, I'm breathing, and in 2020, that's the main thing.
Honestly, that is tea. That is
Honestly.
tea.
I don't know about anyone else, but I started this year thinking like it's going to be a good one, and then not only did a pandemic happen, but I also gained 2 stone in weight. So...
Oh my god.
Absolute tea.
You know they say Freshers 15 where you gain 15 pounds in Freshers Week. It's been COVID 50 for me. Like,
Fact.
it's ridiculous. Like, I'm literally like a Weight Watchers member waiting to happen. Like, but Carmen love, you look stunning. Look at you, girl. Oh.
That wig, tea, fucking live for it.
Honestly,
Amazing.
You know what? I can't take a single ounce of credit for this wig. It was a drag queen called Olivia Mann, who is in Manchester, and she's absolutely incredible with wigs.
Tea.
I
Tea.
don't know if I've got another one. I think, yeah.
You've got so many wigs behind you.
Yeah, like
this one as well that she did. Now, bear in mind, I did the fringe, so ignore that. But the ponytail.
That's
oh my
tea.
god.
The fringe
Wait.
is G-Fringe.
Carmen, stand up, turn around again. What's on your back? What's the writing on the back?
Oh, it says, Pooja, what is this behaviour?
Oh my god, I'm done.
Iconic. Kick the bin and slap my ass.
You asking for it, you're dying for it. Get off my back.
Why'd you kick the bin? It did it by itself.
I kicked it by mistake, did ya?
Pooja, what is this behavior?
I'm sorry, I kicked it by mistake.
You can't kick it by mistake.
Then pick it up if it bothers
No,
you.
you will pick it up.
You don't tell me what to do.
I can tell you what to do.
You do not tell me what to do.
You
do not tell me what to do.
Or what? Are you going to hit me?
Do you want it?
I don't want
Because you're
to.
asking for it. You're dying for it. Get off my back. Got it? You should calm down.
Calm down.
Vida.
Pooja, calm down. Pooja, what is wrong with you?
Why don't you go?
क्यों तोड़ रहे हो आप ये? आप ठीक तो हो? What is wrong with you?
Clean it.
The background was that I did like one pageant in the entire time I've done drag. It was the Beautiful Gorgeous one, and I like for the signature drag thing. Like I don't really take myself that seriously. So like I just kind of thought like, what's really like on people's minds at the moment? The show is like she's fun and approachable, but also she's fashionable. So I made this blazer. I hand painted her, and then I thought at the back of it, what can I do that's like really fucking stupid? And I was like, I'm obsessed with this video. So I just kind of like painted Pooja with this behaviour on the back of it.
It's tea.
That is tea.
You made that jacket as well, didn't you?
So I bought the pieces from a charity shop jacket, and then I re-sewed it into place and then painted over it.
That's tea.
So iconic, girl.
For people that don't know you, you're based in Manchester.
I am, yes. Yeah.
And before lockdown, you were doing, what, 5 nights a week on the Manchester Strip?
So around January time, February time, I think I was doing like 5, sometimes 6 nights a week.
Mad.
And then before COVID, it was I was doing like 3 or 4. And then now I'm doing...
None.
I'm doing, like I said earlier. So, you know, it was just a case of waiting. But yeah, I was doing quite a lot, to be fair. And I'm not going to pretend that I don't miss it, because I do.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it to kind of get back to normal. But you gals are obviously, I say based in Lincoln loosely, much like Pop's arsehole.
Well, you know.
I know.
That is cool.
Live.
Because obviously Sarah is obviously living in Lincoln, and Michael is Leeds/Hull. But obviously you guys do the cabarets in Lincoln when that eventually hopefully gets back to...
Oh, who knows when, but I hope so soon. But you've done everything. You've done... Slack. You do door whore, you DJ, you've sung live, but you also do kind of like me. You make mixes that you lip sync and stuff.
Yeah. So the big thing for me with lip syncing is like I'm not necessarily like the best dancer. I mean, I can move a bit to the left and a bit to the right, and then if I fall to the floor quick enough, people might think it's a death drop.
Yep.
Mood.
I like on stage. So I kind of think like, oh, what can I do? That's like, again, like I really don't take myself too seriously. Like I like to just have fun and then like meet people and like chat. And if I'm 3 sheets to the wind by the end of the night, it's another bonus. So like I normally like with a mix, like kind of probably similar to you as well. Like I'll think of something to do with a song, and I'm like, what goes with that? So like I have a Catherine Tate mix,
and I love it. I live for your Catherine Tate mix.
Yeah.
I think I've actually got 2, you know. So the first one's like a coming out one.
Yep.
And then the other one was the one I did for the House of Hex show, which was the Slasher Gooseberry Yogurt one.
Yeah.
Which I have to say is one of the stupidest things I've ever done, but it's one of my proudest mixes. Like, I do love
But that's what makes them good. Like when they're so stupid, that's what they're like. My Kim Woodburn mix is just a mess, and that's why I love it.
I mean, I worship the ground that Kim Woodburn works.
Oh, T, absolutely.
Same. Literally.
We'd be doing her a misservice if we said she wasn't absolutely bonkers. I mean, she's an icon.
She is.
Well, I was watching the Scenes birthday live, and they had a birthday message from Kim Woodburn, and I screamed.
Yeah,
like I actually screamed.
Are you joking? Kim
No,
Woodburn?
I'm not kidding you. She sent like she did like a cameo thing to the birthday saying happy birthday to everybody, and I couldn't breathe. I had a panic attack. Like I live for her. She's everything to me.
That is insane.
So Carmen, tell us how you started drag.
Well, I think like everyone, I looked stunningly beautiful the first time. Absolutely fucking not. So, to be honest, actually, my first time, not even in drag. Do you guys remember that drag night in Lincoln?
I do. I remember you coming over to mine to get ready. Yep.
Oh no! That's the second one actually. That was like the second or third time I was in drag.
Oh, T.
The third one was like the unofficial drag night.
Yeah.
Like, there was snow everywhere.
Yep.
And this is the night that Ollie Keat walked home without any shoes.
Yep. It sounds like Oliver Keat.
Absolutely.
Name drop.
You know, the washing. And I basically like turned up and I'd like been dating Johnny for like I think 3 weeks. This should have been a warning sign. Like he should have left me a long time ago. Like, it was like this drag night, and I wasn't even in drag, but there were loads of people in drag. Like I think Izzy had done
our makeup. Yeah.
Most of the makeup. Yeah. And I remember you guys there, and I was like, well, they look really good. I want to be in drag now. And I was literally there like, I'm just going to do a lip sync out of drag. And then Johnny was like, I'm going to beat you. And I was like, I think the fuck not.
And then Poppy Kettleon was born.
Poppy Kettleon, legend.
The best and worst thing that ever happened.
For people watching this, like the reason that we're this way with Carmen is because we've known each other for what, like 3 years now?
Yeah.
It's which is mad. Like, where has the time gone?
Literally, I remember this. I remember not liking you, Russell. Like,
yeah, I know. Everyone hates me.
I hate her, but I'm doing it for the YouTube likes.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for 30 views, mate. So.
Everyone hates me when they first meet me, and then they continue to hate me.
I've gone to detest at this point now, so it's like it's a level where I just can't get rid of it.
Yeah, which is fair. But like we met each other at uni because I've known Johnny for about 5 years, and you got with Johnny, and that's how we got to know each other. But there's me, you, Pop, Nath, and Johnny, where we have this group chat called Bitchy Gays.
Oh my god.
The icons, the legends.
The icons, the legends. And we...
The icons, the legends, the dyspraxics, like, honestly. We are not. As a collective, we are essentially like... I don't really know what I mean by this. We're like Little Mix meets Charity Shop Sue.
Fact! We are the Poundland version of Mean Girls. That's who we are.
Oh, 99p store love. Like, let's not inflate our egos.
Yeah.
You moved to Manchester, and when you moved to Manchester, you had, like, obviously Manchester's got a bigger scene for drag.
Yeah.
So when COVID fucks off, when this corona goes, I've had enough, love, I'm going to bed, which I can't wait for, what is the next thing for you in drag?
So, basically, when everything is kind of back to normal, I should be back doing the door at Bath every Tuesday. So that's always nice. And then I've basically got like loads of gigs booked in Bury, but I'm just waiting for the lockdown to be lifted so I can actually do them. Like, I'm waiting until tomorrow to find out whether the lockdown is going to be lifted, because I'm meant to be there on Friday night. Bear in mind, this is filmed on Wednesday.
Yeah, and Manchester's in a local lockdown, aren't you?
It is, yeah. So that's always convenient for my my wallet, which is fucking empty. I think what I want to do next is, like, I think lockdown's kind of motivated me to think what I can do outside of what I was doing before. So, like, I just got into DJing and was like really, really enjoying that, and like now I'm gradually making my way into that very slowly. I have some things coming up that I can't quite disclose yet because they're not confirmed just yet. But I may or may not be in the capital sometime in the future.
Drag you.
Well, yeah, I'm on Drag Race season 12, 13. No, 13? 13, yeah. 13. I forgot where we were. There's been so many seasons, I forgot where we were.
I can't keep up, to be honest.
There's been about 18 seasons, including All Stars.
Yeah.
I'm actually on All Stars. They're just so good. We're going to skip the regular season and just put them on All Stars 23 with Serena Chacha, and I'm going to kill it. That could be a great first out. You watch.
So would it, for Drag Race UK, I know that you applied before. Would you apply again?
So, I'm not sure whether people know this. I did put my name down for season 1. And obviously I wasn't cast. Contrary to the belief, I'm not Divina de Campo, same singing voice, but you know, slightly confused.
Fred, we're going to silver dress? I don't think.
I do think, honestly, red wig. This was my backup wig choice, and I was like, it does look a bit like it's been through the mob, so I thought maybe not.
It looks like something from an Aqua music video. And
that's tea. So, going back to the question, you applied for Drag Race Series 1 and you didn't get on. Did you also apply for Drag Race Series 2?
No. So, the thing was, with season 1, like, I'd been doing drag for 6 months, and I kind of thought, like, oh, no, I've got nothing to lose. I mean, I've got 3 wigs, but who needs more than that? And then season 2 came about, and I was doing drag a lot more seriously. And when it came about, I thought, like, my sewing's not to the level I want it to be at that time. It's still a long way to go as well. And I was like, my makeup needs improving before I'd be like happy with my face to be on Drag Race. And I just think, like, in my opinion, there were a lot of queens that worked a lot harder and really wanted it at that time. And it's not to say it's not something I don't want in the future, but I know I want to be ready.
Yeah.
I don't at that stage. I don't even really think now I would be in a stage to apply. I think I need like at least another year. Like if I was to get fortunate to get on, which would be an insane honour, I think I would be better on like season 4 or 5 of the UK one. Like, I think I need more time just to brew and get my costumes together. Like, I want to be at the stage before I get on where I can make everything I wear. But yeah, I did apply for season 1, which was stupid, and then I didn't apply for season 2. And then we'll see if there is a third one. We'll see what happens and how.
I can see you on it, definitely.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You've got a variety in what you do. Like, you can serve, you look great, you can sing, dance, act. You have a drama degree. Look at you. Ooh. Like me for Brian Blessed's gig.
This is the only thing is you've got to stop wearing leotards all the time.
Oh, Michelle will read you.
Michelle will read you to filth.
You know what? Me and my 27 leotards look fantastic on Drag Race 3.
Oh my gosh.
rewatch. It's funny because I was gonna wear a leotard for this, and I was like, I'm gonna prove my haters essentially wrong.
So for you, like ideally, like in the dream world, what would be the biggest achievement for you in drag? Like what do you want to do?
So in recent years, there's been like a thing where I've had like two conflicting things where part of me really likes writing and drama, and the other half likes like the performative element of drag and stuff. And I think an ideal thing for me would to develop like a one-woman theatrical show, but in drag. That's something I'd really like to do. It was something like I did it for my masters, and it was like the only thing I got a first on. Like everything else was like bottom end of merit, and then my solo show that I did in full drag. Bear in mind, it was in the middle of Sheffield. I just wandered around the streets of Sheffield in drag makeup, unblended drag makeup, may I add.
Me.
Very bad drag makeup at the time. I mean, it's, you know, there's still a journey to go, but it was much worse. And yeah, it was really fun. I think for myself, the dream would be to create like a theatrical show and tour it, and then like get people involved, and then we'll see after that. Like, you know, when you watch like Work the World and everything.
Yeah.
It'd be a dream to be on one of those tours, and then I think once I'd made the money from that, I'd then like to go on and do my own show. And then hopefully make enough money to post 5 years afterwards, and then eventually work at Burger King again. So.
But to be fair though, like if you made the money, like even like Edinburgh Fringe would be like a really good place to do like a solo show.
And
you can do a solo show and have us two there being messes with you, like.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my god. Like, the thing is, like, if I found any form of like really mainstream successful drag, you know I'm taking all of my friends with me. So like, if I have any form of show, all of my friends are like opening it. I mean, I'm not going to put you in the same slot as me because, you know, I want to make more money, but like, you guys can open, it's fine. And then like, all of my friends are coming to like any gigs I have. Like, if I find any form of like really like monetary success in drag, I'm taking my friends to all my gigs. I buy them in the morning. Like, it's going to be a great time. Like, because I don't know whether it's just me, but like, people that were there at the beginning of something should always be the people there at the end of it. So like, the people that were really supportive of me when I first started drag, like, if I found real like drag race level success with or without the show, like, I would make sure my friends knew like how appreciated they were from that time till now as well. Because at that point, if I had like something I could give or do with my friends, like, I'd be more than happy to. Because like, money's money at the end of the day. Like, actual interpersonal relationships are like something I really care about. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, money comes and goes, but you know, your cross-dresser friends from Lincoln stay for as long as they can, as long as they will. So,
it's key though, because like, sorry Pop, go on.
I was gonna say, like, we all started drag together, really.
Yeah.
Like, we literally, I mean, look how far you've come along. It's like the evolution of drag this. I'm like primordial soup. Sarah is like a little weasel. And then Carmen is like a fully fledged Neanderthal strolling the world with little kitten heels and leotards.
I mean, I think we're all homos, just some of us are sapiens and some of us are erectus, get what I mean?
Facts, absolutely facts.
Homo erectus by the end of this night, I mean...
But I mean, it is key though, because like everybody starts from somewhere, and I think like a lot of the times that people's like egos like take over, and like that's when like people don't. And I think also the point where you think that you've got nothing else to learn, that's when you've failed. Yeah. You've always got somewhere to go. You've always got somewhere to grow, and you've got to remember the people that like helped you and supported you no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, you all supported me through Mama's Drag Battle Heat 1 when I looked like an absolute hot mess.
Stop it.
So, I mean, appreciative. And we all supported Carmen and Poppy Kettle on during that lip sync where no one knew what was happening, but they were flopping around the floor like it was some rather dance piece.
So tell us some of your inspirations for drag. Obviously Shamu and Christopher Higgins. Who else?
Very Antoinette after a bend then.
I can't do it, honestly.
Daniela Westbrook.
Listen,
Kerry Katona.
On the toilet seat.
Just because I've got something in my nose doesn't mean I'm going for Daniela Westbrook, alright? I mean, I'm basically inspired by like things that are expensive that I can make for less than £20. Is basically how I describe my drag. Like I made this and the matching skirt for like £15. And then like I made something that was like, it was like a snakeskin fabric, and it was based on something that I saw Donatella Versace wearing, and that cost me £12 to make. And then I made like a matching leotard and mermaid gown for like £12 as well. Like my inspiration fashion wise is like looking at stuff that is expensive and making it within my budget. And then in terms of performing, like I'm really into like, you know, those drag queens that like, my inspiration for drag is like queens that don't necessarily care how they look, but it's more how they perform. I really like queens that can just do an hour set and be hilarious, and do like live song stuff, or like but basically queens that really hold themselves on stage, and it's not how they look, it's how they perform. Like, it's not necessarily the best example, but like I always say like a Blackpool drag queen that gets through an hour-long set, makes everyone howl. I love that. I think like traditional drag, in a lot of senses, is a big base of what I do. Although I wouldn't say like my outlook or look on drag is very traditional. Like I'm very like, do what you want in drag. Because this is a big thing for me as well, like on the basis of inspiration. I think I'm going on a bit of a tangent here because
I'm go for it, man.
But I think with drag, like the fact that any single person can do drag is the big thing for me. It's like there's so many different places and so many different people to look at it. Like a big one at the moment is obviously like the involvement of trans performers in events has been going on for a long time. But I think like cisgender female drag queens, AFAB queens, I think is the right term. Although, like people saying they can't do drag, like at the end of the day, like who cares what's between someone's legs or what someone looks like out of drag or what their background is or any of that. Like for me, the good thing about drag is like so many different people can do it. There's so many different places to take inspiration, and I think for me, like aesthetically wise, there's so many great non-cis male drag queens that produce like really, really interesting content. And I think like it's just a really good thing about drag. It's like it's such a broad spectrum of people doing it that there's not just one person doing one type. Like it's amazing. You can do whatever drag you want. You can do one drag one day and one drag the other. That was a really long-winded way of saying basically everything.
I get what you mean in the respect of like when you start policing drag of who can do this and who can't, then you defeat the purpose of what drag is in the first place.
Yeah, it's for everybody, and you can literally express yourself how you want it. I mean, the fact I'm literally wearing this, it's
still drag though. That's the thing, is that as much as Drag Race and shows like Drag Race have done so much for the community and have made drag mainstream, that isn't the only type of drag. And that's the problem, is that when you have that sort of platform like Drag Race and you don't put AFAB queens on it, and you don't put trans queens on it, and you don't put like non-binary queens and androgynous queens and drag kings and all of everything in between, you show a very minute look of a spectrum. And I have to say, some of the best queens and best performers, drag performers that I've ever seen are androgynous, AFAB, and non-binary. Because, and it shocks me that in a field that is already ostracized, we go, let's ostracize everybody else in it. No.
Yeah, absolutely. It's ridiculous.
It's stupid.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, you know what, people can have their opinions on drag and whatever, and people like the drag they like, but I know people say it all the time, but all drag is valid. If someone turns up and they say they've got one lash on and they're in a bin bag and they say, I'm in drag, you are.
Yeah.
You say you're in drag, you're in drag, and that's the main thing at the end of the day. I mean, one lash and a bin bag, that was me at my first drag night.
It's me every cabaret.
It's me right now. One of my lashes is literally like, I want to jump off this face, thank you. Like, I'm involved in a lot of alternative circles, because obviously my drag is not exactly what you call normal. And you know what? Like, every type of drag is fine. If someone wants to do like Ariana Grande and wear like the same ponytail like that, like that's what they want to do. But at the same time, it's like I feel like you're saying, like I think people like to pigeonhole it too much.
Yes.
I just think people just need to calm down. Just be like, you know what? If they want, like you said, if they want to perform in the bin bag and the lash, if they want to like perform how they want to perform, what's the harm? Like, because I
Exactly.
know when I first started, like the amount of people being horrible about my drag. I mean, I did look a bastard, in fairness, but like that's not the point. Like, if you don't have a thick enough skin, sometimes it can be really ostracizing and off-putting. And some people, like, it's all well and good, kind of assuming, I think, that everybody wants to be like on RuPaul's Drag Race or something, but not everybody wants to be. And people who want to be on it, that's great for them, good for them, and that's not a criticism of them. But drag has so many meanings to different people, and like I totally agree with both of you, like in terms of you can express yourself how you want to, basically.
There's so many different forms of drag.
Yeah.
From non-binary to drag queen to drag king to AFAB to everything. I think that our community would be such a better place if you can dislike people, that's fine. Not everybody gets on with each other, but you don't need to attack the drag.
But I would say some people expect one type of drag, and then some people expect another type. Yeah. And I think sometimes the circles just don't ever mix when I think they could do. So I think there's sometimes a limited potential for what could be one huge event will then just become two separate things. I don't think there's anything wrong with merging. I think it's great to celebrate different types of drag in the same venue or the same space for the same event.
I have to say, I think that's one of the things that I love about the cabarets in Lincoln at the Scene, is because we have so many different types of drag. You know, we have, you know, Pop Tart, who does the traditional club kid kind of thing, is where you'd say that you sit your drag.
Yeah.
I wouldn't name my drag, but it's more drag queen than anything else. And then we've got Bunny, who's our AFAB queen, and then there's Cereba. You know, for people of colour, is a very big thing that needs to happen in queer spaces.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that we have that. Then we've got, you know, Blair, who does sort of, I would say, kind of sits in the middle between club kid and queen, if you know, like walks the line. And then Ella and Twiggy and Seven, there's so many different types of drag, and X and everybody that does the cabarets, there's so many different types of drag, and I just wish that we could see that everywhere. I wish it wasn't a club kid night and a drag queen night. I wish it was a drag performer night.
Yeah, I agree. And like sometimes I feel like, 'cause I mean, you've done a few competitions, haven't you, Miss Carmen? We've done them together as well. You've done pretty well at them. But like even that, the disparity of like who's in it, and like sometimes the judging in some senses, it's like, you know, it's just different for different people.
Yeah. I mean, competitions are a weird one in drag as well, because like each one is so different. Like you can't really prepare yourself based on one. So like when we did Drag Battle, we're both in the finale, and Drag Battle was completely different to anything I'd ever done. Like I think Drag Battle was probably like the hardest one I did, but probably got like the furthest in. And like drag competitions in general are so hard and so competitive.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people wanting to do well, get into the finale and get that space, because there's so many performers and not that many spaces, really.
It's a very competitive, for lack of a better term, sport. It's a very competitive sport.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's sort of this sort of stupid notion that only cisgendered men can play that sport, and that's bollocks.
Yeah, no, absolutely not, yeah. When you start to label things, I'm not saying the venues do this, I just think people do it.
Yeah.
When you start to label one thing or the other, and you think one thing is valid and one thing isn't, or vice versa, it just makes the experience not pleasant for the one or the other. I think like just let people do what they want. Like at the end of the day, if people gonna get involved in something and they're passionate about it, they're gonna do it. They're gonna like do what they want regardless of what someone says. Whether you like one type of drag or whether you don't think one type of drag is valid, people are still gonna do it.
Yeah,
so absolutely. At the end of the day, anybody tweeting you about it, so who cares?
Facts, absolute facts. So before we wrap up for this episode, is there anything you want to plug?
Oh my god, I mean, apart from my arsehole, well, I mean, obviously, if anyone is not following Instagram, which you should, I post once every 2 weeks, you can remember. My Instagram is at Carmen Sutra Queen. I have Twitter, but there's not anything worth viewing on there. And then if you would like to, come see me, my address is... address on the internet. Can you imagine if I gave my address out?
Just give your address, turn up at my door, 50p for entry.
People who do that, they tag like, oh, I'm at this place, and accidentally put their address. Oh, my throat went there, because I was like, Deirdre Bartlett. Like,
Me.
oh dear me.
But yeah, we'll put your Instagram link in the description, and if you do want to go see Carmen will be, when everything is up and running, at Bar Pop and the stuff along like the strip in Manchester. Follow for updates. This interview went more onto a political standpoint and stuff, but I'm glad it did, because it needs to be spoken about. And I think people, at the end of the day, we're all white cisgendered men.
Sure.
And we have privilege, and we should use that to change things in the industry.
Absolutely. I mean, me and you, like Sarah, we literally have nerds saying it, but because we don't do anything.
No, but
we
can try.
We can try.
We can try. But thank you for joining us, Carmen. Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you, love. Thank you.
Love you.
No, it's not a problem. Well, thank you for having me, guys.
That's all right. And we'll see you next time on Tea Time with Pop and
time.
Sarah. See you later. Bye. Aww.
Russell's like a little weasel or something.
Oh,
and then
thanks.
you're like the fully
Stop
fledged,
calling me Russell on Tea Time. I'm fuming. This is now the 4th time.
Let me do that again then.
Oh my goodness! I've never wanted. Actually, I'm gonna rip this wig off my head now and pop that on after that comment. You don't know how well trained my boyfriend is. I said to him, I was like, "Do you fancy grabbing me like something to drink?" He's like, "We don't have anything in." So he's come in from Spa with a can of Tesco. Sorry, he's classy Tesco. He's in a can of pink gin and tonic. And
Lovely gal.
I had to crack this bitch open. Yeet.
I've got whiskey and a fish.
You got whiskey and a fish.
Yeah, I bought the fish from Tiger and filled it with whiskey.